following content is sponsored by North Star Financial.
If you're planning for retirement and the countdown is on, how do you know if you have a complete retirement plan, and how should your taxes factor into the equation? Joining us now for your retirement coffee talk are George Fossing and Brian Jeter. George is the president of North Star Financial and Retirement Planning, a local area firm that focuses on preparing people for a successful retirement. And Brian is a CPA, so we're bringing in all the big guns today, George.
Big guns today. We got Brian here. He's very helpful.
Very helpful.
Yes.
Well, how is, working with a firm to build a complete retirement plan different than working with a wealth manager?
Well, the wealth managers, basically, you give them your money and they invest it, and they say you're in for the long haul. Here you go. They really don't address things like the legal aspects, having to make sure your will's up to date and everything's done correctly, and taxes are taken into account. That's why you have Brian today. Looking at it from these standpoints. Why? Because, retirement is a lot of different things.
Yes.
You need to take into account to be successful. Pay the least amount as possible in taxes, right, Brian?
That's correct.
Big job right there.
Yeah.
So really looking at it from that standpoint, that's where we really separate. When people come over to our office, I think they recognize that we have a team. That's the best part. We handle that health insurance aspect of it, the tax planning, safe money investing, income planning, aspects like that. So people come in and say, hey, I want a plan, not just a
Not just a little quick answer for this.
Yeah, that's what we see out there.
But Brian, why does someone, in or approaching retirement need to know about being prepared, especially when it comes to tax planning?
Well, in retirement, their entire financial situation changes. I tell my clients all the time, the year before retirement, the year of retirement, and the first year after retirement really throw their life into a turmoil. And there's some planning that needs to take place to minimize the taxes, to minimize the bite that Uncle Sam's going to take. He's going to get his share, but we want to get as little a share as possible to the government and keep as much for the retiree and their heirs. That's the most important thing to look into. And without proper planning, I've seen clients over my years of doing this just really go off track. Spend a lot more in taxes. They come to me after the fact, and there's not much we can do after the fact. Ahead of time, we can help them plan, we can give them options. After the fact, I can just tell them what happened.
You're just kind of playing cleanup a little bit.
That's correct.
Part of that too, Megan, is with folks entering retirement and such, they might be doing TurboTax or something, doing their own taxes. Always recommend, at least for 1 year, do a check and a balance using somebody like Brian and saying, hey, so you don't know what you don't know. That's correct.
That's correct. And I found a lot of times those software packages don't give you any tax planning. They don't look beyond the current year. And there's no look at the entire financial picture and plans for what may come 5 years down the road or 10 years down the road.
And I feel like I'm old school when it comes to that too. Like, it's nice you have those programs that you can click, click, click real fast, but I feel like when it comes to money stuff, I want to talk to somebody. I kind of want to see them and just be like, all right, now I did this, so this is, you know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. I tell my clients it's always nice to have somebody local you can get your hands around their neck if something goes wrong.
Yeah. Brian, you said this.
He's the guy that gives people the good news.
Yes, you get the good news. Well, talk to me about RMDs. What's important to know when it comes to RMDs? Like, who should be using them?
First explain what that is.
So,
and what does that even mean?
The RMD is the required minimum distribution as an acronym, and it's the amount that you're required to take out of your retirement account when you reach age 72. And that amount increases each year, and if you don't take it, the government penalizes you 50% of what you should have taken.
Yikes.
So
this is something that we got to stay on top of. Did it used to be 72 and a half or something
70,
random?
70 and a half.
Okay.
I think it saved us a lot of time.
It did.
Not having to explain that 70 and a half. Now it's just age 72.
Just 72, okay.
Yeah, but that's a big deal. And Brian, I think you said earlier too, with that aspect of it, thinking down the road. Have you seen that with your experiences, people not looking down the road, just taking care of this year?
They look at this year, and there's opportunities where if they've retired and they've not reached age 72, there's some opportunities to maybe pull some money out of the retirement account at a lower tax rate or convert to a Roth IRA. They can really, look ahead to what they may leave behind, because the rules on inherited IRAs have changed recently too. So that's important to plan for if leaving money behind to your heirs is important to you.
And it taxes your Social Security as well, right? If you
That's correct.
Too much.
That's correct.
So,
and then it can also
prescription drug coverage.
That's right. It can also increase your Medicare costs, and so all these additional fees surprise people if they're not aware of them ahead of time.
How many people have you seen? I'm sorry, but over the years, people age 72 coming in, what's this RMD thing? And they're going, holy cow.
That's what I say.
Don't go there.
There's all these things that, like, I didn't even, I mean, the only reason I knew RMDs was from our talk.
Yeah,
that we
over the years.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
sure.
Otherwise, I would have no idea that it even existed. It was a thing.
Yeah.
So
right?
again, this is why you got to use people like North Star Financial, because when it comes to retirement, you don't want to be sitting there being like, I didn't know, because the government's not going to be like, oh, it's okay.
You got to be in front of it. And Brian's been a fantastic resource. He spends time with our clients and such. So, people watching the program today, give us a call. You want some feedback, some input.
Sure.
It's the old, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And Brian's just a great resource. He's really dots the I's and crosses the T's for us and our clients.
Just what we want, especially when it comes to our money. So thank you, Brian. Very
welcome.
good. George, great as always.
Thank
and listen, if you're at home right now, or if you're currently retired, or maybe you're right there on that bubble, getting close to retirement, and would like to learn more about how to help protect and grow your hard-earned savings and investments, North Star Financial has a great offer for you right now. This is for the first 5 callers who have saved $500,000 or more. They're offering a complimentary consultation and customized retirement report. That report will include a portfolio review, potential tax saving opportunities, and ways to protect your retirement savings. Their team will schedule a phone call, video call, or future in-office meetings so they can speak with you personally and provide you that roadmap going forward. The number to call right there on your screen, 864-309-8146 or taxfreeandretire.com.